Pitfalls can be found in almost all aspects of life. Planning, though, on our part, can help avoid most of them, especially when it comes to retirement. So I'm happy to welcome back Cory Sickles. He is the president of Safe Harbor Retirement Group. We're going to highlight some of the top mistakes and, of course, tell people how to avoid them, Cory, which is the goal in all of this, right?
It is the goal.
All right. Well, first of all, what is, would you say, one of the biggest problems that you see when people walk into your office and they're planning for retirement?
I think the biggest factor is, people are living longer and they're worried about running out of money. And I think one of the things that you really need to do is you need to really get a handle on it early and put together a financial plan, because working with an advisor like myself, we're going to be able to help you and guide you through your income planning to make sure that you will not run out of money. And there's, again, not only is income a big part of it, but also there's other critical factors that take part of putting together that financial plan as well.
So what kind of key factors then are you talking about? What are you kind of asking people as they plan?
Well, the first one, like I mentioned earlier, you're living longer, and really it makes a lot of sense anymore to put together a retirement plan for 30 years. If you look at my grandmother just passed away at age 90, and that's a couple of generations ago. So this next generation of baby boomers are going to live longer. If you live longer, you need to be able to save more. Right. And the reason why I say that is because you look at healthcare. Healthcare is going to keep going up, and we use about when we actually put together financial plans, we're looking around 5 to 6% just an annual cost just for healthcare if you're on Medicare. On top of that, say you're 65, there's reports out there now saying about 70% of people will probably need some type of long-term care sometime during their lifetime,
right,
which is expensive. And if anyone's dealt with that today, you'll know exactly how expensive that can be.
And those are the things that until you're kind of in that position, you don't always look into it, right, and know the cost that could be coming your way. In-home care versus a facility. I mean, there's so many things to kind of discuss when it comes to that. So last week we talked about too kind of the drop in stock market, and I feel like when you're planning, kind of these ebbs and flows, does that have a big role in having enough money for retirement? Do you kind of talk about that as well when you discuss?
Yeah, and one of the things that we do, and I've talked about it before, but you got to have proper allocation for all your investments. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure that you're allocated the correct way, so your entire portfolio doesn't go up and down with the market, because you still need an income stream, and the worst thing that you can do is take money out of an investment when it's down. So being able to make sure you're allocated the correct way, to make sure you have investments that can still keep up with inflation. It's a big part of that, but allocation's a key, and it's really critical when you're especially retired.
When you talk about planning and the need to obviously plan ahead of time, how far in advance do you recommend people sit down with somebody who is, qualified, especially in retirement? When somebody like me who's 35 may not be thinking about it yet, but it is something that's going to happen, when would you say is the best time?
I always say if you don't have a plan today, you need to have a plan tomorrow.
Okay.
So even if you're 35, there's a lot of questions. Is Social Security going to be the exact same way? And when I deal with a lot of younger people, they don't necessarily anticipate Social Security being there, mm-hmm, which means you have to save more. Right. If you're retiring, within the next couple years, you need to be able to, find out now whether or not you're going to be able to truly retire. So what I always say is, if you don't have a plan today, you need to have one tomorrow.
That's good advice, and especially too when you say fully retire, because a lot of people are also having to get part-time jobs even after they retire these days. Okay, something that can help people get started, of course, Cory, your offer today, complimentary Compass Retirement Report. What is that? So
a Compass report is it's a great report. It's more or less the blueprint for a financial plan. It's going to be able to show you, say you want to retire in 5 years and you're saving, it's going to be able to show you, am I on track? So the nice part about it is we also have that income plan in retirement, and you're going to be able to see year by year what your income is going to be with the cost of, maybe a 2% cost of inflation going forward. And mm-hmm, you'll also be able to see it, at age 80 or 85, how much money do I still have in my investment portfolio. So it's a great report to be able to, see if you're on track, and if you are retired, to make sure that you do stay on track to have the retirement that you want.
It's always good to have a little peace of mind. I feel like that is exactly what you provide. Okay, so if you want to get in on that, you can call Safe Harbor, go to safeharboroh.com. All that info up there for you. Cory, thank you as always.
Thank you.